Hi guys, I'm Kees Cornelissen, aka the Dutch Movie Guy, of course, here today with reviews for Star Wars Rebels Season 4, Episodes 7 and 8, Kindred and Crawler Commandos. Two different episodes, while still continuing each other, of course, and like Kindred just started off right where last week Flight of the Defender ended. It's like all these episodes really tie together. And Kindred just goes off where Flight of the Defender was, and then Crawler Commandos goes off of that, and Crawler Commandos sets up next week's episode, which is called Rebel Assault. So yeah, it really flows together, and it's really nice to not really have that much filler. However, in terms of filler, like, there are these episodes that do set up future episodes, but I don't think everything in the episode works as well. That is Crawler Commanders for me. That episode was, fine, little kitty, but it makes sense to have this episode, to have a little bit more kitty episode right after Kindred. Because Kindred is fucking phenomenal. I absolutely loved Kindred. It was definitely one of my favorites of the season, of this show, and yes, it's because of Hera. Blame me. She's my favorite character. She's the best character in this show, in my opinion. Yes, of course I'm gonna love it when she is going to have a prominent role. And she finally kissed Kanan! Finally! Oh my god, I'm so happy with that. I was so happy to finally have that. Because first of all, they make it look like, oh, they're not gonna kiss again, and because they have that moment and they get broken up again, and then it's like, okay, fuck it, no, we're doing it, and it's like, yes, finally we have it, and we've been waiting for that. I know a lot of fans have. At least I've been waiting for it, and was really happy to finally have it. So yeah, no, that was very satisfying, and I was really happy with that, because Hera has a prominent role in actually both of the episodes, an important role, I would say, because she gets off the planet in Kindred, once again showing that she's a badass pilot, and then when she gets to the Rebel base, then she has to convince the rest of the fact that they need to go to Lothal, which doesn't all go her way. Of course, at the end she does convince them with a very good speech, but it just shows that, for one, the rebels aren't really on the same side. Like, they don't all have the same vision, even though there are a rebellion. It's like they don't really always agree with each other, and it just shows. And it also shows, if Hera was a general, she would have made that call, and nobody would have been against her. She's still a captain, so there are people like Dodonna and Mon Mothma who can say no. And I think that we will get to a point soon where she does get that title, General, because we know that it's coming. We know that from Rogue One. But it also makes sense that if she starts calling shots, if she starts calling what the rebellion needs to do, and if it actually does pay off, which I assume it will, then the other rebel leaders will say, okay, yeah, she does need to be granted that rank because she makes good decisions. She's a very good leader, and we need that. So I'm very excited for that. It might happen next week. I will lose my shit if it does. But as of right now, I'm just really happy with how Hera was in these two episodes, because she is definitely the most important one, especially in Crawler Commanders, because honestly, I thought besides the Hera storyline, it was just a fine episode. It was a little kitty, but it comes right off the heels of one of my favorite episodes, Kindred. Why is Kindred so good? It introduces us, first of all, to the character of Rukh, something like that. The assassin from Thrawn, who, voiced by Warwick Davis, is a fucking badass. I mean, I didn't really know why this character was so hyped, because of course it's a Legends character who already, if you've read like stuff, which I haven't, I mean, I have read Heir to the Empire, but he's not in that, I believe, so I don't really know who this character is, and then it gets introduced in the show, and I was like, wow, this is a really good introduction, because he is a badass. He just shows that he is a good assassin working for Thrawn, and you understand why he works for Thrawn, because, yeah, he's good. So I thought that introduction was great for the character, and it just shows Thrawn is not messing around with these people, and he also is not messing around with the people he trusts. Like, if he says, I have an assassin and he'll do his job, then yes, he will do his job. However, the only reason they got away is because of things that Thrawn doesn't really understand, which is the Force and the Lothwolves, because that's something we have been introduced to last week, and I don't really think anyone at this point really knows where this is going, because this is new. At least for me, this is completely new. I don't know what the Lothwolves are. Now, we do see they have a really strong connection with the Force, and there is a lot of lore. And as I said last week, like, we keep coming back to Lothal. Lothal has a really strong connection to the Force. The Lothwolves represent that now. And Kanan also said it, like, why do they keep coming back? He started the episode Kindred with that. Like, why do they keep coming back to Lothal? Why is it Lothal? What is it about that planet? Well, it has a strong connection, and there is more there, so that's very interesting. There is a lot of lore. There are a lot of things about the Force that we really don't know yet, and this is interesting. This is something that I think is set up well. I can't wait to see where it goes, because so far we have seen some hints. We don't know exactly the entire picture yet, but from what we've seen, I mean, Kindred had me locked into the episode. I was watching for the entire 21 minutes. It was a really short episode because it only was 21. Usually it's like 22 or something. But no, like 21 minutes. I was locked into the episode. I got goosebumps for most of the episode, especially when they went into the caves of the Lothwolves. I was like, show me more. Just give me more. And they give you a little bit more, but not everything. And I think it's a perfect setup for what is to come, because there definitely is more on Lothal that is yet to be discovered, and I can't wait to discover it. And I think it's a good setup for the next couple of episodes. That's why also I think Crawler Commanders disappointed me a little bit, because it didn't really go into that, and it just went into the crawler, and they had fun on the crawler. It's like the crew doing some stuff on the crawler, not really the Empire. It was just a couple of mining guild people. Okay, fine, whatever. It's more kiddie. It's especially after Kindred, they have to do such a thing, and I think that Rebel Assault will once again be a very mature, adult, cool episode, so they have to tone it down a little bit and have a little bit more lighthearted, fun episode in between. Makes sense to me. It's just that, yeah, Kindred definitely stands out, and because of the fact that Kindred was such a high, then Crawler Commander seems low. It still has important stuff that I like. Anyway, I think that's really all I can say. There's not a whole lot else I can add to it. It's like, I love Kindred. It gave us a lot of good stuff that we've been waiting for as fans. It sets up more stuff that I can't wait to see as a fan. And I think that episode is one of the best episodes of the show, in my personal opinion. And Crawler Commanders was fine. It's not the worst episode, but it's far from being the best episode. It was just a fine episode. And it does make me extremely excited for Rebel Assault next week. Because, yeah, it's going to be Hera leading a squadron, and they are going to attack Lothal. Are we going to see the X-Wings? Because they told us, because they said in the show, we are going to take some fighters and bombers. That means the fighters are not the Y-Wings. The Y-Wings are, of course, the bombers. So what are the fighters? Are they once again going with shitty A-Wings? Or does someone have a surprise and say, let's test these X-Wings? I hope it's that. I really do. We'll see it next week. I can't wait for it. And next week is the last episode before a break. The thing is that after next week's episode, 2 episodes have been announced, called Allegiance and One Giant Step Ahead. I have no idea what it is, and also no release date has been given. The only thing we know at this point is Rebel Assault will be the last episode before a while of break, in which we get The Last Jedi, of course. Can't wait for the movie. But also, yeah, Like in the break, we won't have any Rebels, just Last Jedi, and it's just waiting. I'm really excited for the mid-season finale, which I mean, you can kind of say Rebel Assault is the mid-season finale, because it's really set up well, I think, in these past 2 episodes that we just saw. And I can't wait for whatever happens. Anyway, I should stop rambling. I should just say, now that I've given my thoughts on these episodes, what are your thoughts? Like, did you love Kindred as much as I did, or did you have issues with it? And what are your thoughts on Crawler Commanders? Maybe you liked it a little bit more than I did, because, yeah, not the biggest fan. Anyway, please, whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you've liked this review and you want to see more of my reviews, reactions, all the stuff that I do on my channel, you can click right here.